Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Tiscode. I teach beginner-friendly coding tutorials using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This session is perfect for beginners, either you are just learning or you want to practice what you've learned. In today's tutorials, we'll be building a fully responsive e-commerce website using HTML and CSS only. No JavaScript, no complex tools, no framework. If you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. The websites include the header section, the home section, the category section, the product section, the newsletter section, and the footer section, and is responsive across different screen sizes, mobile phones, tablets, laptops, and larger screens. So get ready to learn, code, and have fun as we dive in. I'll be using my VS Code. These are the images we'll be using for the website. Yes. Let's link the CSS. I'll be using a lot of icons, so I'll be getting my icons from Font Awesome. Let's go to our browser and look for the Font Awesome CDN. Click on the first link, copy the first URL. Then we'll be pasting it inside our href. So now inside our body, you'll be having different divs to the website include the navbar with nice over effect, the category section, the product section. So you'll be taking each section step by steps from our navbar. So now let's dive into our navbar. We'll be having a nav of a class of navbar. Then inside our navbar, we're having a div of container. Then we'll be having another div to divide. We are going to divide this our navbar into 3 sections because we have one section for the shop now side. We have the middle section for the list icon, the list item. Then we have the third section for our icons. So now for the shop now, we'll be having a div of logo. The shop now. Then we'll be having our another list for our list item. So this for the home. So now let's copy and paste it for the rest. For the category section, to the category. Categories. For the shop. Then for our div session, which will be the last one, Then after our on other list, we'll be having another div of nav icon. Then inside our nav icon, we'll be having three different icon: the search icon, the add to cart icon, and the user icon. So now link our icon should be for the search. Let's look for our search icon in our front horizon. Copy the code snippet, then we'll paste it inside the href. Let's copy it. For the rest, we are going to copy and paste 3 times. This is for the cart. The second one will be for the cart. Let's give it a class of cart icon. So now let's look for the cart icon in our front horizon. Let's copy the code. Yeah, paste it. After our cart icon, we are going to be having a span of 0 with a class of cart count to be cart count. That will be for the red count on the top of our cart icon here. So now, then the last, we are going to be having account. Let's look for the accounts in the front horizon. Okay, it should be user. Let's copy the code snippet and paste it inside the So now let's see what we have so far in our browser. This is what we have. Let me divide my screen for nice view. So now let's style it in our CSS. I already have the colors I'll be using for the website. Let me copy the color here. So these are the primary color, secondary color that we are going to be using for the website. So now let's use our universal selector here. Let's give it a margin of 0, a padding of 0. Then the box sizing should be border box. Then let's select our HTML, the HTML. the scroll behavior. Let's adjust the scroll behavior for nice and smooth scroll effect. It should be smooth. Let's select the body. Let's change the font family. I'll be using Sergio UI for the font. Then the line height. The 1.6. Then the color. I'll be using the dark color. So now let's select our container. Let's select the container. It should have a maximum width of 1200 pixels. A margin of 0, auto padding of 20 pixels. Now we are selecting the navbar. Let's tie our navbar and see what we have. The position should be fixed so that it will not scroll along with the page. The top should be 0. Should be 0 from the top. From the left it should be 0. Then let's give it a width of 100%. Then for the background, should be white. And for the box size, box shadow, then let me show it at the top. By using our ZDX 100, let's give it 100. Then let's select the navbar container. Display, we are going to use our flex here. Display should be flex for nice responsiveness. Justify content should be space between. Is for the gap between the 3 items, it should be space between so that each will be on its own layer. Align item should be center. Let's give it a padding of 1 and 20 pixels. Yes, that's what we have. So now let's select our logo. The logo, let's give it the font size of 1.5 rem. The font width, for it to be bold, the logo is too tiny. It's not supposed to be tiny like this. Let's make it bold. Then our color, we should have the premium color. Let's use the premium color. That's for our logo. Then after our logo, we are going to select the nav links. It should be flex. list item should be none. List style, there's error somewhere. Let me check my HTML for the nav links. Let's give it a gap. It's too close to each other. Let's give it a gap of 2 rem for spacing. Okay, that's what we have. So now let's select the nav links. The nav links A. So now for our nav links A, let's the text decoration should be none. To remove the underlying text decoration. It should be our nav links. Okay. Let's give it a nice color of dark. Should be the dark one. Now let's give it a transition for nice over effects. Give it a transition color 0.3 seconds. So now let's select the nav link A over on it. The color should be primary. Let's see what we have. Okay. It's actually not working. Let's check for the error. And you see what we have, guys. Now we have a nice over effect on our nav icon. On the nav icon. So now let's select the third part, which is the icons, the last icons. It should be nav icon. Display should be flex. Let's give it a gap between each other. Should be 1.5 rem. Let's align the text. It should be center. And this is what we have. Let's select the nav icon. Let's see the color should be dark. Let's check what we have here in our nav icon. Okay, so then the position should be relative. So now let's select the cat icon. The position, the position should be relative. Now let's select the cat count and give it to be position. It will be absolute to the nav icon, the cat icon that is relative. So the cat count will be absolute to it, to be position absolute. Let's adjust it to the top. We have -8 to the right. We have -8 as well. Let's give it a background color. Div accept. Let's give it the color white. Font size. Let's adjust the font size. It should be 0.7 real. Let's adjust the padding. It should be 2 pixels. 6 pixels. Let's see what we have now. Then let's give it a border radius of 50% for the rounded border. So now this is what we have in our header section, in our nav section. Can you see, guys? This is what we have so far. This is what we have. So now let's move to the home section here. Let's go to the HTML here. Then let's give it the header. Let's give it a class of home, ID of home as well. So now we have a container inside our home too. Let's give container. So inside the header, we are going to have there's a background, as there's a picture as the background. Then we have our H2 text, our H1 text, we have our paragraph, and we have our button. So we are going to have 3 items inside our home container. The first one, let's camp everything inside the div of hero content. Hero content. The home content. The home content. So now there will be H1 for the larger text should be summer collection 2024. After the H1, we having a paragraph which have the text of discover the latest trends. Exclusive. So after the paragraph, we have our button. We're going to be using our href to style the button. So button should we have anchor of shop, and we're going to give it to have the class of button primary. Shop now. This is what we are going to be. This is what we'll be having in the header session. Let's see what we have so far. Okay. This is what we have. Let's start in this our CSS. So after the count, we'll be having the home section. Home. Position should be relative. The background image. Let's select the background image. The URL should be. This is the background image I have already. This is what the picture we are going to be using for the background image. Let me copy it in. And paste it inside my URL. This is what we have. The background size, it adjusts the background. The size should be cover. The background position should be center. The color should be white. Then let's give it a padding 100 pixel 0. Okay, this is what we have. Then let's align the text in our background. All the text should be center. Now let's make sure we give it the text of 0 so that it will be the bottom. Now, to avoid overflow, then our overflow should be hidden. So now let's move on, guys. Let's select the home. For the background picture to have a black overlay, so we are going to select, because what we have here is that the background here is not as sharp, it hasn't having a black overlay, but here we don't have a black overlay yet. So guys, let's do that happen in our CSS. It will be the home before the content. So the position will be absolute. Let's make the position absolute. The top should be 0. The left should be 0 as well. Let's give it a width. The width should be 100%. The height should be 100% as well. 100% of our image. Then the background, and give it the background of solid black. Let's make this one 0.5. Can you see what we have, guys? If we want to reduce the darkness, we can reduce it maybe like 0.2, 0.1, 0.3. Well, I'll be using 0.5. You can adjust it anytime later. So let's make the Z index to be 1, so that it will be at the top of the background, because I gave the background the Z index of 0, so we are going to give the color Z index of 1. So now let's select the container. So let's select the container. The position should be relative. Then the Z index should be 2. So now let's select the H1, the main text. Let's adjust the font size for our H1. The font size should be 3 rem. Wow, that's massive. So the margin bottom should be 1 rem. So now this is what we have so far. Then let's select the paragraph. Let's the font size for our paragraph 1.2 rem. Then the margin bottom, let's look for margin bottom should be 2 rem as well. Margin bottom should be 2 rem. So we are going to select for the button. This is what we have so far in our header section. Very nice. Using just HTML and CSS. HTML for the write-up, CSS for the style. If you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So now for the button, I'll come back to the button because I have another button I'll be selecting together. So I want to skip the button now. We'll come back to it. So we are done with our header section. Now we move to the category section. After the header section here, we have the popular categories. So this is the next section we are moving to. Let's go to our let's go to the HTML back. Let me make this screen big. So in our category, the category section, we're using this section. The class of category, ID of category, categories, ID of categories as well. So now inside the section, we are going to wrap everything inside the container first. To be container. So all the elements, all the text that will be inside our section here, everything will be inside the container. Then before we move on, let's check what we are doing. Immediately in our section we have H2 text. So let's follow it step by step. We are going to have the H2 to be the popular category. For our H2, after the H2, what do we have? After the H2, we have our div. We have another div. This is a grid div that selects everything equally for one FR. So we are going to use grid for this, our div here. After our popular category, we are having our div. A div will be calling a category grid. Category grid. So inside the category grid, we are still going to have another div to wrap each card. This is a card. This is a card. We have different 4 cards in this section. So there will be another div to wrap each card one by one. So inside each div, there will be a picture, there will be an image, and there will be an H3 text. There will be H3 text. So now let's dive in. I'll be giving the H3, we have the div, we have a category div, category grid. Okay, inside the category grid, sorry, we already have the category grid at the top. This should be a category card because it's for each card in the session. Let's go back to what we are doing. So this is what we are doing. Inside the category card, we are going to be having each image. This is for image. Let's look at our image we are going to be using. My image here. For the category image, I have category image 1, category image 2, category image 3, and category image 4, each for each card. So now for the first one to be category image 1, category image 1, that's my first image. So after that, we have our H3. For electronics. So we are done with one card. So we just copy this category card and paste it 4 times inside our category grid div. 2, then 3, then 4. So let's see what we have in our browser. This is what we have. So now let's change the image and the text. So this one will be category image 2. We'll be having, instead of electronics, we'll be having fashion. The third one will be category image 3. Image 3. We'll be having home and living here. Home and living. Then in the last one, which will be the category image 4, we'll be having our builds here. Our H3 will be built in. So now let's see what we have so far in our browser. These are the images. These are the images with the H3. See, it's looking ugly. It's not aligned. So let's move to our CSS and make it more fun. So now let's move to the CSS. Let's select our category. Select the category first. Should be categories. So let's give it a padding to align with the our normal to the website. With a padding of 0. So now you see the padding. Can you see the padding by the side? 4 and 0. So after we style the categories, we are going to style it inside our category. Let's see what we have. Let's take everything step by step inside our category. Inside the category, we're having a category grid here. Yes, we have a category grid here after our category. So after the categories, we'll be styling the category grid. The category grid. The category grid should be, let's first make it a grid. It should be grid. Then let's align everything column. It should be grid template column. Let's make it repeat. It should be auto fit. Max. Then should be 250 pixel. Let's make it each of them 250 pixel, comma 1 fr to take the container. So it will be 250 pixel, comma 1 fr to take the full container. So let's see what we have. This is what we have here now. So what we are going to do adjust now is the gap, the padding of the images. Yeah, let's do it step by steps. So after the gap, so let's give it a gap of 2 rem. Okay. The margin top of 2 rem. Let's give it a margin top of 2 rem as well. Can you see? So move down from the popular category. So now let's select each category card after our category grid. what we have in our HTML. After our category grid, we have our category card here. So now we are selecting each card should be our category card. If you guys are enjoying it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe to follow on for more CSS and HTML tips. So now inside our category card, what we'll be having next. Let's make the position relative first. The position should be relative. Then the border radius, let's give it a border radius of 10 pixels. Then the overflow should be hidden to avoid it to overflow from each other. So can you see what we have? Can you see? Let me remove the overflow. Let me remove the overflow from hiding. Let me just delete the overflow. Can you see as each image is overflowing on each other? But when I remove the overflow from hiding, let's put the overflow back. Can you see there will be a gap? The gap that I gave it earlier will show each border radius will display. So that's the work of our overflow there. So now the box sizing, the box shadow rather. Let's give it a box shadow. The box shadow should be, we already have our shadow. Don't forget we have our colors here up here. Each color we are going to be using. These are the color we are using for the whole website. So now we are having our color. This is what we have so far for the box shadow. So let's select the category image, the category card image. Now let's see what we have. Each of them are aligned, but the only thing that remains is the image. The image are not aligned. One is some are long, some are short. So let's adjust that in our CSS. CSS is fun. Just style, keep on styling, and to make our website more beautiful. So now guys, let's select our image. Let's make the width should be 100%. Can you see it should be 100% of the card? Let's make the height to be 200 pixels. 200 pixels. Can you see what we have here? We already adjust the height. So now let's make it fit inside the object. Can you see that the images have transformed? So now let's use image fit cover. Can you see now guys? Instead of it to transform and the image are not looking so nice anymore. Yeah. So we use our image fit, object fit to be cover here. Cover so that it will fit in the container that we have. So now let's give it a transition. Transition should be transform 0.3 seconds. Here now 0.3 seconds. So now then the category card over. We already have the card. It's looking nice. This is what we have here. So the category card, let's select it, let's copy it here. Now the transform, let's give it a transform, should be scale of 1.1. Let's make it in scale of 1.1. So this is what we have for our image. When we move on the image, can you see, guys? Can you see nice transition? So now what we have here now is our H3. Let's select the H3, the category. Category card H3. The position should be absolute. Now the bottom should be 0. Can you see now? The left, from the left should be 0 from the left side. Then from the right hand side it should be 0 as well. Then the padding, we'll give it a padding of 1 rem. Can you see what we have? It's overflowing on the image because we already put the position to be absolute. So now let's give it a background. We are using our gradient color for the background. It will be, let's make it transparent. Let's make the transparent. Then our RGB should be 0, 0, 0, 0. So guys, see what we have now. Make the background should be transparent so that it will not cover the whole image. It will just transparent a little. Imagine we remove the transparent here. See what we have. Then when we put the transparent, see what we have now. It will make it, it's like adding a feather to make it feather around it. So let's give it a color for our text. It should be white. So this is what we have. Nice over effect in our CSS. This is what we have. Now we are done with our popular category section. Let's move on. After the category section, what do we have here? We have the product section. Here too, we have 4 different cards with nice over effects. We are going to be using our icon from Font Always On icon. Let's dive in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you are enjoying it. So now, this we are going to have in another section for our product section. Let me see what we have here. Our feature products. So now, So inside our section here, we are going to have a class. Let's give it a class of feature product. Then our ID will be shop. Inside our session, we are going to be having, we'll be wrapping our section inside the container first. Let's wrap it in a container. Everything should be inside the container. After we wrap it inside the container, we have H2 here. Let's check it out. Okay. After our container, we have H2. After our H2, we now have another container for each card. So now, let's dive in. Let's have our H2. The H2 will be feature product. So after our H2, we have another div to wrap all the card. It will be the product grid. Product grid. Inside the product grid, we will now be having each card inside our product grid here. Let's give it our product image. Inside each product image, we'll be having our image first. Our image, let's look for the image. Here, I have my image here. I have my product image 1, product image 2, product image 3, product image 4. So those are the four images we are going to be using. So now, let's use our first image should be product image 1 for our first. After our product image, then we are going to be having our product actions. Product action. Then for our product actions, what we have inside our product action, we'll be having a button. Okay. Inside our product action, we'll be having a button. Will be a button of icon, the 3 icons, the love icon, the add to cart icon, the eye icon. Then after the product actions, we'll be having our product info here, which includes the H3 for our title. After the H3, we'll be having a span of the price. Then we'll be having a span of the old price, both the old price and the new price. Then we'll be having a div of our product rating here. So guys, let's move on. Let's see what we can do here in our CSS. Inside the product actions, we'll be having a button first. For our button, we'll be giving it a class of action button. Action button. So inside our button, we are going to get our icon from front horizon. Let's move to our front horizon. Yeah. Let's look for our art icon. No, it should not be ads, it should be love. Okay. Okay. For our first icon at the middle of our button, paste our icon. That'll be for our love. So now we copy the button and paste it 3 times. Each button, the second button will be having the cat. So now the second one will be the cat. Then the third button will be the eye. This will be our third icon we'll be using. So guys, this is what we have. Let's see what we have in our website, in our browser. This is what we have. This is the image. These are the icons. So small, the image is too big. Don't worry, we adjust everything in our CSS. So after the product action div, we are going to be having another div. After our product image, inside our product image, we have our image, our product action. Then after our product action, we'll be having another div for product info. Then inside this place, inside this div now, we'll be having our h3. There will be h3 for the wireless, for our title.